And welcome to your program Focus Salon Extra, where they come to you live now on television on channel 32. Don't forget to you can catch me on various social media outlets. I'm TV SL. Me, na Ishmael Gula. As today we look at the National Girls Summit 2026, our powers in action protecting our future. For discuss on this, I know it's Alhaji Mohamed Musa Fufana, we na GADNET ambassador. We get for help for discuss more on the planning and preparation so far. Good afternoon, Mohamed.
Thank you very much, sir.
We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we can discuss detail inside the program. Welcome back. In case you just joined me, this is the program Focus Salon Extra, where they come to you live now on television on channel 32. Don't forget to you can catch me now with various social media outlets. Amaze TV SN. Me, na Ishmael Gula. As today we look at the National Girls Summit 2026, our powers in action protecting our future. For discuss on this, we're with Alhaji Mohamed Musa Fufana, winner GADNET ambassador, we for Kayabri, and for discuss detail with regards to with another process and planning with regards to the GADNET matter. Let me go inside the program. Mohamed,
yes, sir.
Firstly, for the benefit of people out there, one go on for know with GADNET and how this initiative all come about.
So GADNET, first of all, a female leading organization. We don't start from 5 years back, and we don't do things. Then we thought and fit it's important, and we go into these things then and things that we want to win our societies. And now a youth leading organization, if I can say.
Okay.
And for the past years, we don't do them. And so the NGS, we titled the National Girls Summit. Now our movement, we thought and fit say at any time, we not only need for the now just we surrounding no more, we need for move now different environments them and bring come together different people them and different young people them from different districts. Now one umbrella and try to see how best we can educate them about things them where they go in the community and let us talk about them in there and let we all picture them now a perfect size.
Okay, so looking at the facts, say when I decide for coming with the theme for this year, we get for the with our powers in action protecting our future. What exactly this means and why you wanna come up with this particular theme?
So over the years, the summits can just be as that session where you just go, you learn without no practical experience. So this time around, the theme for we say our power in action, protecting our future. It means we they go down to the outing column, a more practical session we get for involve everybody, because we thought and fit say not only for the inside a session and listing without do a practical something on them. We know they get too much success story. So at this time around, it's high time we try to see how best we go into more practical session.
Okay, from the practical points where everybody look at some say, okay, with this initiative, I want for practicalize this whole session, but again, the role and responsibility of UNA as an institution, why UNA decides to want to take elsewhere from the previous years?
All right. So the previous summits, as I say earlier on, we noticed during the sessions there, some people feel tired, and during the intern there, it was not that much energetic. And the success story be that not that much day to the way how we expect. So we move from just being sitting down, listening to speakers to a more practical session, because we want for us anytime from now, we want for we and say GADNET or NGS, you as an outsider for whenever you ask somebody for able to tell you say, and the way I go there, I learn this so thing. Now they I go learn this so thing. Now make we get different things than we put inside this summit. We get for entitled skills development, innovations, IT, and basic other things. The way we thought and fit say adolescents they need these things, or young people they need for understand these things. More especially not to the one day with the freedom, but the people within the peripheral axis where they hard for them get these opportunities. Most times the people where they now they hard to reach areas where they feel like they know they get these opportunities, but freedom they get countless of conferences, opportunities we open to them. So when we move them people in there, we try to see how best we educate them or teach them with them in there, we they get the change where we need.
Okay, from the ambassadorial perspective, you now one of the ambassadors. I don't know if other one then they within within the circle of GADNET. What exactly inspire you for the dedicate your work for advance the rights of girls and the well-being?
So before this time, I was that type of person whenever I attend the summit, not to pay attention.
Okay.
So the guys then puts me there and talk me, say, go for this position. And one thing I learned doing this period is that when you are entrusted with a leadership position,
okay,
when they entrust you with a leadership position, you change everything. They change automatically because you have a responsibility now. You have an autonomy of power that even if you want to do things, then before they think, oh, I'm carrying a body way, and if for paints this thing as something where people go see and want for coming. So this now, which make a develop. But before this time, the past ambassadors they not be able for move this kind of way, and then be just the gatekeeper themselves. And for me, I thought I'm fit say leadership now that stage where it can to everybody. And as a young man, entrusting me with a leadership position, it's a great thing for me. It's a start off for my career, and I need to make use of it.
Okay, so from the previous ambassadors, then now you don't come in. What's in now this change where you don't bring in compared to the previous ambassadors then? So
from the previous ambassadors, we I be there attend as just a delegate.
Okay.
There was no movement from them. We know they actually see what they do, or we know they actually know how they do things. But since we may come into power, we don't travel, we create a strategic office. Let the office be a known office now, office of the ambassador, than a one. And we don't travel, I don't travel move now each district for see how best I can meet with delegates them and let them tell me what's in some of anything they are then they facing, because I didn't have that gap, that bridge where they between the organization and my company delegates them.
Okay.
So mean at the bridge where they also they try to talk for them.
So you actually mean say the previous one they don't get any future plans regarding to which you can meet on the table where you self pick them up from there?
Well, I don't meet any future plans and I don't meet any plans for say I meet any plans. So waiting me do I try to make an old blueprint for myself and see how best I can submit them to the organization and let them see the framework of waiting me want to do. And through the help of them, then don't they support me greatly for let we achieve them in there, even though it's not that much effective, but we are working on it.
Okay, in your view, what are the biggest challenge with girls then as Sierra Leone continue with they actually they face as of now when a big challenge?
So as of now, one of the big challenges them whenever we girl picking them in general they face this present time. Now the fact that they lack the proper knowledge or the proper attention for letting them get within they need in this sense. It means say girl picking you know they get the attention where they need, like they are being left out, even though they see say this government, like our first lady, they try to say girls we must for empower them, but in some cases they are still left out. So this is the reason why GADNET is here, to move those girls that are left out in this hard to reach area, to bring them in. We need them. They need to see them.
How una do outreaching? Earlier, you make mention of there are girls out there where then are, hard to reach areas. Them, some can get possibly the vision, but because of they not get the opportunity now for kind of bigger town, for they explore their vision, then you find out say at the end of the day it can go down the drain. So how far una don't they reach? Because you don't they make mention say una, you don't they reach in a certain districts. But reaching out to the districts no means say you don't reach to the hard to reach areas. How you don't they do so far for ensure so you reach now them poor areas in the
So recently, the past, let me say the past month, when we have our 16 days of activism, the entire team be there, Moyamba, while me and the coordinator, the district coordinator for Bo, be there Bo, specifically Gundama. We try to see how best we meet with the chief and see how best we can educate them picking their own menstrual hygiene, I think, yes. And the past, before the 16 days of activism, the entire GADNET team was in Moyamba, try to see how best they can arrange or educate and help people, give them the inspiration they need about this gender-based violence and how it affects us, even FGM. And they have been there and we have been working on this. I even moved all the way to Kenema to do the same thing there.
So how the turnouts can look like? Most times when I can engage some of the districts there.
Most times the turnouts can not in great, but we get target audience.
Una held, I mean, as you say now, Gundama, looking at the both districts as a districts, you know, taking these events now, Gundama, we are, I know we're saying at the center of Bo, I would say now just a section of the entire district. How some of the young girls will benefit taking this particular event to Gundama?
So one of the way how them be benefit now the fact that we not only left them alone, we try to see how best we can incorporate them in the GADNET alumni program, where this program as any time, because with the GADNET they run a safe space, where this safe space they bring out after the NGS, and they bring out girl picking them across the district, puts them on one side, educates them, give them skills development, tell them how they want to behave in the environment, which I think then we know for the listening to the norms and always in there around these areas. So we try to see how best we get people them where they bring calm inside the safe space, and as of now, then just don't graduate. They say the third badge don't graduate after the summit. We go again for another batch. So this is not how we don't do it.
When they get specific schools, them we when they targets, especially when it comes to girls, and how don't they reach out to them schools and they for bringing some of them girls and they on board.
So we try to see our best first. We decentralize the safe space and we get what we call the GADNET school clubs. So then school clubs there. Then they ask that channel whenever we want and come to them, help them with some difficult things them within the facing and community. I would put them down and talk to them. This is now how we be done the do. And from there, because one of the things we learned that is that them we can deny that resistance. Parents them can be very strict and they knock you once for letting them move from them hard to reach area. Can aside way for can do something and go inside back. So we move the team to them. This now waiting GADNET they do. Like what will happen at Moyamba, a move with an entire team. Go there, plan everything, talk to them, tell them say this and this, and give them waiting then count for them.
So after we can done all them processes them, una can do any follow up with regards to for ensure say okay, let's say we don't can teach. For example, we don't can teach certain set of girl picking in a certain community. For ensure say wait till we teach them, then put it into practice. How far una don't they do for realize say they benefit from not only on that very day or at that particular moment where una don't get them on training for ensure say this una follow up and ensure say that indeed they put it into practice.
Yes, so what thing we can do, this entire 16 districts in SALONE, we get people that we call coordinators. So then coordinators there can be the supervisors for most of the things there where GADNET can establish in the districts there. And we don't get success story, I can say from Bo, we don't get success story where I think I can vividly remember say 3 of the picking them where we be go lecture, we be go talk about entrepreneurship, don't start something on their own.
Okay. Now, how then girls there they begin to recognize and use their own power for them to influence change in their communities there within the.
So one of the things we try for do is now the fact that we try to meet the stakeholders and try to talk with them one-on-one and tell them waiting and some of them things there. And one of the things we'll be so grateful of one of the stakeholders them now somebody we go school, now somebody we reach highest to university level and we'll be able to liaise with them and for convince the others say we forgive them picking the right way they need and then say for able influence the change by waiting speaking up. Because one thing about change, now you force get for accept the change and try for speak up for let the change with itself. So we get what we call inside advocacy, we get influence the change and we then pass the policy. So whenever you want to let change with itself, you force get for accept, then you try for influence and the policy can change. So this now waiting we try for put them into and let them learn this thing.
So looking at the facts of the qualities, because for identify a leader, right, there are some qualities we want to look into,
yes,
where that individual for possess. You know, either way, if we be able to convince other people around them for ensure, say, if not any ideology, then self-accept them, especially that one we get for do with development. So now, no look at the quality way, I mean, any female leader can make up with the world we live in.
Any, come again?
Looking at the leadership quality, how una able influence the young girls there from the perspective, say, then self gets them people them way. Sometimes they can talk, then people then they listen there, especially when a girl picking. Some of them not can get this opportunity because of them being at that kind of space where you can look at and say, you know, woman, it's not possible for you to be a leader within the community. You know, discrimination can come in. How una don't they ensure say reach out to them stakeholders there within a particular community there and tell them say, you know, mean saying a man no more, woman self, I mean, right to be a leader within the community.
So one of the things then we executive director way now Miss Anna can do now the fact that she's a young woman and it all reach this level. So Enki always take himself as example. Say now this and this I don't do. And it gets a lot of young girls them as well where it can bring along where they are doing extremely well for themselves. And I think you being a role model not only means in a community, outside there you need to move yourself. So when then they move themselves, the way how they begin and see them, how then they talk. So this now one way we then can feel, say, I need for be this person. I need for talent this person.
So how una can go for encourage them picking there, despite with all the challenges that we then can face within the community?
So that was why I say we get the safe space.
Okay.
That safe space, they like a secret something where now they come and tell GADNET your problem. We have special peoples which are young girls, mentors, where then they for let them see say them find solution to your problems where you they face now the community or usa you day. And
protection and safetyness, now another key area than the way I will look at shortly.
yes.
When we talk about protection, especially in the area of the future, which are the biggest threats we girl in the facing na SALONE? That puts us as SALONE today.
So it's a big topic and it's a big situation, this particular one, because we don't see one of the things we girl picking in the face now this part of the country as of now the fact that this social media bullying or social media how they call them, the fact that say boy picking them or those perpetrators can get access to communities one way or the other, but that's not my concern for now. But the social media don't go to a point that whereas they bully too many women, and I feel say now a concern talk than the way we need for try for see how best we can look at that thematic areas and improve on them where we for try for talk about that now one of the big problem the way I feel say women and girls they face right now, this social media space where they can abuse them now this social media space.
So sometimes some of them I would say, despite the abuse we then can abuse them, but looking at the other area back way, a lot of them can look at and say, okay, now I have the opportunity now for like explore. But some can go again and I would say misuse some of them things there where it can get that bad feedback. From you as an ambassador from GADNET, which will be your take on this?
So what's going to be my take on this specific one? Now the fact that you should have self-proclaimed mindsets. In this sense, you as a girl picking or as a young somebody, even though you are not that mature, or if you are mature, you should understand that there are certain things, there are certain lines I cannot cross. I should have boundaries. I want to explore, but not exploring the fact that I for go into the wrong side. So one thing about me is the fact that I have boundaries. I have things that I can do, I have things I cannot cross. So I think everybody forgets boundary concerning your private life or concerning things the way you want to do. If you reach a limit and sit on back, relax.
Okay, but areas in the we all know now.
Yes.
Sometimes we can interface with some of our sisters and within community level,
Yes.
and within or among themselves as ladies. You know, one go for say this person because of either all this position now they make proud. You know, sometimes how they can look at themselves.
Yes.
Even from the national point of view, we can always see where women can humiliate themselves publicly. In the name of waiting, some it can happen in a jealousy, some it can happen because of they see the same circle and all. Let's say we na young girls them, for example, we go to school or at the same school. Then you happen to be the leader of certain institution, but because of how they jealous you, then you say they look at and say maybe sometimes we don't get issues somewhere, then you don't happen to be the leader of so circle, and they make that differently per you. Waiting and waiting you for do now you feel say because of you not leader you make different. How una can go around for handling situation in there?
So at GADNET we have what we call teamwork and proper communication.
Okay.
And in between our mentors we not ever get this kind of situation, but I'll go address them. And I thought I'm fit to say this type of situation, a situation where you for be self-reserved. In the sense, I don't see no reason why I for jealous my company because of a day at an high level or because of it gets something way past me. Because I just know say na time it happen.
Not you they look at them, me you they look at them say
Different
na time.
perspective, na
But
time.
I know that I can look at them from a different
perspective.
And we all know
Yes.
how our ladies
sometimes
they can look at certain things from a different way. You know, for like any confrontation or come up within that circle of the same institution, the same people them way they're entitled to themselves, but then they want at a smooth level of within the try for achieve.
So we get what we call management, associational management.
Okay.
We whenever stuff like this happen, now the fact that that management cable listening from both parties, give wrongs and rights to both parties and try to see our best, then they look at the brighter picture and see how they can reconnect these two together back. Because one thing but a success work and the fact that say we both can put head together. Two heads are better than one because the two can carry different ideas, then rebrand them, republish these ideas, and the ideas can be one of the greatest ideas. So I see say organizational management now that thing way then can able put together for let them able eye on this situation together and let them able solve this matter together in that institution.
Okay, so no, we come from the family perspective, yeah? What's not the role where you feel say family never play in protecting girls from violence, exploitation, and abuse?
So we dey in a country where we try to move every day we dey improve. And these are one of the things we really face, this family exploitation and early child exploitation. It's not actually easy, but we just got to keep on trying. But as a family, we for always learn for take the opportunity for support we young one them or we small one them, even though at this age we widow age, an adult or the young one, them the way they now, they not get the understanding when we get say this thing is bad, let us stop them or let I not agree let me mama, because some of we parents them, these are some of we parents them now the pioneers for let exploit speaking to some of them things there.
Because we don't see certain communities them or certain family because of the mama. Let's say the papa don't passed away.
Yes.
The mama na the I would say na the pillar of
The family
in every situation. But instead financially, not too strong for look after the other sisters them aside from the bigger one. We maybe you go get for say okay well until una know how the situation did.
Yes.
But now for we survive. We get for going to business.
Yes.
We do clean, pass you go sell first, you can possibly you can prepare for good school. Or you go school, you come out school, you can go sell. In that situation and we are in, the girl picking self go want for like attaining opportunity there. But the time limits, then it look at and say, I get for survive. And now from this area, we survival one they come from. When I come out school, I for go sell. Or I for go sell before I go to school. How una can look at the situation and if there is a potential in that particular individual, but because of the family constraints, it just get for come and support the mama for letting at least able run the family accordingly.
So there's this thing where we call balance in between you work and other source of incomes we don't understand.
Okay.
Now one of the things in the way I always try to put in between me academics and me social life, so I get time for everything. So if this the happen, now the fact that the parents for be this wise for understand say me picking self na motor man, there should be balance in between the same way in need for go school to the same way in need for cancer. Believe you me, when there is that balance, you know go to and fit. You the picking no go to and fit. Say me mama they exploit me when they try for use disadvantage because you the parents too wise enough for let say let agree this picking imbalance. Because if you look at the white people how then they do things, you get time for everything.
Yeah, but one going for say this is Africa and SALONE to be precise.
Yeah,
for
this
the
is
fact
Africa.
We get tradition and culture.
Yes.
We are in most times we go take and say there is no way we go against with tradition or with culture. But you get certain mothers then at the house we go tell you say now I will defend with survival. And if you say you would deny me for no go sell and now I will survive, then I don't get any option but for take another step.
I think say the mama for be flexible enough to the fact that for understand say for this particular era, not say no other era but this Gen Z era to Gen Alpha era, you're not the first speaking for do it you want for letting do.
Okay.
You dey allow them, give them time. Because the moment you force them, it choose another path. Where now you go tire. So this is one thing where we face lots of boy picking and girl picking begin to smoke because you dey force them for this, that, then tell them put anpa drugs, this, that, all dandy in Ledon. We know how it happen. And so you the parents will be flexible enough for understand. Easy, but at least God day with small hard work, you can able survive.
Okay, now look come from the community point of view. How community can better support girls than we don't go through sexual and gender-based violence?
So earlier on today, that was just a topic we talk on Redeem Radio. And so how community can come in now the fact that the community can be that safe space for let them always look at and say this thing now I see or something and we need for take them with caution. But there are some other situations where some community they keep the talk or they keep the topic where sometimes that person a big person of the community we can don't cause that havoc then the time will say, hey, this is not big man of the community, we not go agree. Then go begin to put blame to the other party when are the survivor of the gender-based violence. So the community can play that role as that safe space or the people who can prosecute the talk for let justice be served. Because gender-based violence now one of the key things them we not just they happen to only girl picking them, but even man them can go through gender-based violence. And whatever way it can affect psychosocially, physiologically, mentally, everything so far. And some person some person they shame.
So you find out, see, sometimes the victims, them, especially when it comes to girls, can be victimized when it happens. See, society will be independent and say, look that is pardon me, look Fatimata, now the lady down the way them be go tamper with all them kind negative response or stigmatization messages them where they come or where they get that kind of feedback, then you find out say even it go on for achieve within if for achieve, but because of the kind of feedback where they meet them, it can take another step altogether. We, you know, instead of positive now, we take another dimension.
Yes.
Some can happen self say it can run away from an area and go far off because of the negative response we they get from the community. So how una can go about for sensitizing communities there based on that kind of thing that we can happen to some of them young girls there?
So as I say earlier on, say the community for be that safe space. And the participation or the protection of gender-based violence now shared responsibility. Everybody gets a role for play. And everybody, it's either one way or the other, positive or negative. One of the negative things then way people can do now, backlash, talk back to the extent that, just like what you mentioned,
They feel that discriminating.
Yes. So the person can think, say, la commit suicide or la go. To the greatest extent, that person can think for commit suicide. Yes, it can happen. So now I make I be there with Rainbow Initiative, them communications person, then gets now a whole center, survival center on this, where they can put you in that survival center and see how best you can improve mentally, physically, and psychosocially. Give you some psychosocial talks on how these things happen. Say, like, you know, put your mind and attention plan. So GADNET can come in as that organization where they support from just the out and call home to the fact that we can empower you now.
Okay.
For let you forget, but waiting don't happen. So I think I'm not saying you not go remember, but doing then 10 and the way we empower you, they meet new people, different people. At least you can able to change small, because survival of gender-based violence now people in way whenever they get that rewind back of the past, then can be so aggressive. Even for they encourage people too much, it'll be very hard for them. Or even for they even encourage a serious and sober man can be very hard because of waiting them we don't go through. And then people are people where we can don't be very fragile if you know how you talk to them and make us in a shared responsibility. Everybody can come in and see how best we can combat the situation.
Okay, we get to look at how on a relationship day with Rainbow Initiative, Ministry of Gender, possibly Save the Children, how una don't they collaborate for ensure say una able salvage some of the situation there. But before we go for break, let me look at this one question. We get to look at the practical step where schools and on they take for every girls where they learn within this safe environment.
So the steps them with schools and on they take now, the fact that say schools they encourage advocacy development, different advocacy development networks them for they educate them, girl pickings them on things them with the disturb in our society and now we communities them, because some picking na school na book no more. They know they teach you about life practice or how life can happen. Most of the mistakes them where you can make or most of the things them where the money we. So and you can see some man it can get the physical know-how or the book know-how, the mental know-how, but for publicly team up, even for
address
talk or address the crowd can be very very
difficult
for them. So I see, like say, when most of these times we they go to their schools, that they give them opportunities for letting them talk to public speaking into different thematic areas. Even some picking way we can do menstrual hygiene or menstrual education. Some picking can be very shame for like talk about. We get ways them how we can combat them, feel safe among your companies and try to talk them, try to give those who not be get the experience, the idea. Because everything a transition. I not be know, I don't know. I for tell the next person tell the other person. So now that transition then.
Okay, that's now the words of Alhaji Mohammed Musa Fofana, we now ambassador for GADNET, as then forget the National Girls Summit 2026, side then team they talk about our powers in action, protecting our future. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we can look at the relationship we GADNET then get with a Rainbow Initiative, Ministry of Gender, and if possible, Save the Children. Those who join me this program Focus Salon Extra, where they come to you now, Miss Television on Channel 32. Don't forget, say you can watch me now with various social media outlets, Miss TV SL. Inside the program today, we look at the National Girls Summit 2026. We they look at our powers in action and protecting our future. For discuss on this, I did inside the studio with Alhaji Mohammed Musa Fofana, our GADNET ambassador, as we look at the preparation or planning towards the National Girls Summit 2026. We continue the program as Mohammed. We try for we don't end the relationship. We get to look at how the school management or how the school circle self can encourage girl picking them for them get that boldness, for them, get that quiet, atmosphere in terms of dealing with certain activities. Then, but now we look at now on our relationship as an institution. How on our relationship deal with the Ministry of Responsibility that one day for ensure say them protect girls picking them, and Rainbow Initiative as well, possibly Save the Children and other organizations in the way themselves they come in for fight against bullying of girl picking them. What thing will be you take on the relationship aspect?
So as an institution, we always support girls. We don't always the travel CC. We connect with others where they do the same work. For let we see we tackle and combat situations them like that. So we have a very good, I can say we have a very good relationship with the other organizations where we can connect with them and see how best we can combat situations. And I can say of recently, even this National Girls Summit, this 2026, we are trying to have a memorandum of understanding with different organizations. We then can serve as supporters because the burden can boku, and these organizations are doing extremely well, and then we sign the document now for letting come in and see how best and stuff can help we all achieve this goal. Okay,
education now one we. According to even United Nations,
yes.
One of them article and will tell you say it's a must. Every Peking forgets rights to education. But again, the opportunity as well that's very, very important, because sometimes we only see people and they go take Peking them na the provinces, crowd and a bigger tongue, for them even put them or give them the opportunity for them to learn, it can be difficult. Now, waiting na the investments or waiting actually can be guarantee for investing in girl picking education, and how these investments can serve in a national perspective.
So I think this question something it feels so personal, and I think we don't talk about some over the years. If we can look at our First Lady, I can always make mention of them. In campaign against the early child marriage act, passing that bill, the waiting hands off our girls and several see our best and can support girl picking them. And the fact that when you empower a girl child, you don't empower a nation. How I say we don't empower a nation? Because for me, my mama somebody will go school. The fact that say go school, you want let all in picking and go school, regardless of the gender. So empowering a nation through education, it means say when the mama land book, the picking the whole for land. Or when the papa land book, the mama land book, the both speaking the full land. Depending on what level that person day or what level the person in decide for. Stop. Because I see one thing back say somebody then go push them to the extent that instead of it people go and lay it up there. But because of negligence or whatever thing we go come
that's not the question we are exactly want to ask, because at some point if they make mention say you can force picking, but certain stage where they reach you go say I don't go force them again. Because looking at it say the decision you the parents get. But if the picking self get say okay me this I don't go able to again at some point, if you say the force then it will lead to something else. So you not get any option, but for let farm, maybe they decide for do what you want for do. But again, the blame game can go to the parents same. Failing for realize say now you picking, if for able nurture them to the way we society self they expect for you nurture them. But again, anyhow you look at them, the picking self gets a whole responsibility. Sometimes we still emphasize on this community and societal level. Some man can look at and say, this me paddy, it gets this kind of opportunity we may not get. But because of me lack this opportunity, in get the opportunity, maybe in the pursue waiting in the pursue, me not get the opportunity for pursue. So sometimes the lack can be different in terms of living within the same society.
Yes. As I said earlier on, say the picking, you get a role for play. Likewise the parent. So the fact that say you don't mature enough fully, you understand, say I get boundaries, my mama don't suffer. My papa don't suffer behind me. I need for waiting, pull that tear in the eyes, like I do something great. Even if I'm not reach, okay, something mistakenly something happen. Even if I not go reach the level where they want to see me, but let them see me in some side way, then go say Alhamdulillah. We tell God thank you for we picking today. Able to do things them for we. Because whatever investment, parental investment and the type of investment we with mama and papa they tell us see when they put you school, you do what you do. When they reach a retirement age, you for able can combat suicide and don't stop and support them. Because at that point, they need you. So in whatever way it will happen now, you need to get yourself mindset prepared, say, I will do something. Get that belief in, say, myself will do something. Or that eagerness, I will do something great for me people, them, for the name of me people. Them.
As a nation, Sierra Leone, what exactly form you take? What exactly for do as a nation for let we reduce the number of girls picking and drop out of school due to early pregnancy or child married?
As a nation, Sierra Leone, what we need for do
for let we reduce
the
the dropout of girl picking them or from school due to pregnancy or child marriage.
So, in this aspect, it comes with shared responsibility and effective support. Shared responsibility, I for put me much per all talk. I'm a citizen, I'm a patriot. Involve me, regardless say they're not talking directly to me. So one thing I notice, SALONE social media are the fastest growing thing where they happen now. News can pass quick. So the moment you pay attention to a negative thing, if we invest that time they per most of this situation, like this topic, where we try to combat the girl picking them for reduce the number of girls them way they drop out of school doing denting there. I think we get the success story where we want. We get that we achieve what we want. And effective support now the fact that say not only government, but you and me here will help we picking or other people them. Or other person like the people we can support people we know can get better with yourself. I will remember. But then people in the let me say the orphanages or the care homes. They not only they do them so. Let we all be one another self keeper or one another self protector. Because I think, like say, I know see reason why we all can thrive. The sky big for everybody thrive. So if you support me for let us thrive, I support the other for let thrive. That systematic type of way, or that setting there, even though I understand salon everybody wants selfish interest.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Alaji, from that point, see, we don't see now they live in a society or a community wherein most times the days them of great grandfathers them or we late daddy them when young boy or young girl they do bad, you know, go say la wait I go tell in family. Right on the spot, a discipline. But now the trend don't change. Where you meet somebody to do bad, or you meet speaking to do bad, that put this way, you discipline them. Then the reflection or the response from a parent will tell you, say, not so you born for me, okay? Not so you defeat them, right? Then you find out, say, you don't protect the pikin, you as a parent, where tomorrow you go do something different. Now, you make mention, say, now we all responsibility for we protect them girl picking there. But if you get this kind of response from a parent because of a discipline in picking, tomorrow you will see about something, maybe even worse than Usai be don't force him. But you will reflect the words of the parents where it tell you, say, not so you born them, not so you defeat them, right? Wherein you see I'm in a situation where you say no say me na parents are getting me picking them. I see this individual they do the wrong thing. When myself I not one day such kind of thing happen to me picking. You know, most times we can see what goes around comes around, right? But you they feel the pain, but because of the words of that parent say, you will say this lad let's go farm. Then immediately or automatically that picking they do worse than what we don't do previously. So in that setting then day, how you feel say we the parents them, we get speaking them, as well for help, for we team up, for train up them girl picking there.
So in this particular term, we this on a salon, this Gen Z era and Gen Alpha era, and the fact that say parents them they give too much access or too much support to them picking them. Even some parents can even go to the extra mile for supporting picking bad, as you say. And if an elderly person those days is cheap parenting and that they force they only stretch you fine, they send you not gonna use, they will complain. But this era, we parent them done too much I would say they done too much
give priority to
them picking them.
Even when they do the wrong thing,
then they support them.
Yes.
Then they support them. So
how will we able to change the narrative?
How we can able to change that narrative? Now the fact that say if we rewind back, parents them sit on back and think say, if my pikin go bad, now me responsible. So I for do all things in my power for let me pikin not go back.
I can still recall at some point there was a conference at the Miata Conference Center with the Deputy Minister of Education, BDD, where one of the teachers they played to an extent even in now say the laws they want to run out now into the school curriculum say no for bit speaking. And this era where they live in so right now, if you take the kid out of the classroom, then you find out say they get things all wrong together because they are starting beginning from the training at home is different from where they bring at school. So if you take the kid out of the classroom, then they can get the pressure. And when picking up come on fine, then self as teacher
contribute.
Not only a teacher, but then self na parents him.
Yes.
If as a teacher, you they put fire on the picking in our house for let them come on well, you get for do the same thing to other my own picking for let self come on fine because you are not serving the role of a teacher as well, but as a parent. So in that kind of area, how we go able as a nation for we able teach or train we picking them in a way society self go accept them because we don't see so many times where this push tramadol and all we not only limit them to demand them. Woman and self right now we don't see them going to the world.
Yes,
so some it can happen say now influence them can influence them. How as a nation we could do for we eradicate them things there?
I like that teacher that day we all see how down and big. We need to go back to the drawing board and see how best we forget about too much of the Western world and try to focus on waiting as salon, how salon be done they operate, where we get tough people and people in way be done they do well as salon for the past years, how them be done they train them. We can see say Creole then picking them can come up good those days. Now because of how then they train them, then they open the eye for you. And onto this term now, we parents them go through the hard way. Then still they give you the hard way. Come up from a very disciplined home.
Of course.
Papa not a joke, mama not a joke.
Then go give you all the opportunity. But when it comes to discipline,
they discipline you.
Okay.
And me family, me both side family members, they also know the joke when it comes to you picking development.
Okay, I stand on a battery. What exactly the success look like during this national Girls Summit? I stand the battery.
I stand the battery. Success look like doing the national girl after the national Girls Summit. Now the fact that we they get success stories, say girl picking them or different boys and girls then can team up. They talk say I attend the national Girls Summit. This now waiting I do. For me, yes, so now. This is now my 4th time where I attend the National Girls Summit. And one of the things that I don't come across is from the 1st edition to my 2nd edition, I be just the attend for attend sake. But from the 3rd to the 3rd edition where I attend with and give me ambassadorship, the leadership position where I don't get now that leader at the front, we actually portray myself say they are there. And I get people behind me. With these are people, these are leaders as well. Or they are back. We get 3 types of leaders. People from the front, the middle, and the back. So people waiting at the back, you don't always see them. But these are leaders. These are people where they think. So we get them people in there.
Okay, so with now you take a message as viewers them out there, they look at you now. What's now the signal we get for give to them and the expectation as time.
So the signal we get for give them now the fact that say parents or guardians them for always actively support them picking them during this period in investing time in their future by supporting them to amplifying their voices to create the change we want to see. Believe me, Bo, we are tired. We've been being tired sometimes for the topic there.
Okay.
But we need everybody for come on board. It's a shared responsibility. For we change the proper or the better picture of Salone the way how we all go and see.
Okay, that's not the words of Al-Haji Mohamed Musa Fofana, we are the ambassador of GADNET. We would expect, or then they expect the National Girls Summit 2026. When also we bring the program cutting down for the own edition of a program Focus Salone. We come to you live now, Miss Television on Channel 32. I want to use this opportunity for say plenty thank you to the man we make on see in our Facebook page, when Joseph Kanu, and the production of Amaze TV Focus Salone Extra. Me we bring the program come to you today. My own name na Ishmael Gula. Till we see tomorrow for final edition, same time, same station, and continue for stay tuned as we get entertainment and different things in them na Amaze Television. Till we see again tomorrow for Focus Salone, me na Ishmael Gula, they say tata.